What is up, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man Deadliest Foes Ultimate Beetle figure. There's a lot of nice things to say about these waves. The last two waves, the Cap wave and the Spider-Man wave. A lot of these figures are very well done, very well sculpted, including this. This has the most sculpting of any figure in the wave, and I think he's really well done. I think he's actually, I feel like he's maybe a little bit underappreciated from most reviews I've seen. A lot of good things to say about him. I don't really have too much bad to say, to be honest with you, now that I'm looking him over. He's a little bit, I mean, he's really tight in his shoulders. You know, the hips and the legs are good, and I was really looking over this guy when I first pulled him out of package. But other than that, I really don't have much to say bad about this wave in general or this figure. A lot of, like, I think this is probably the strongest Marvel Legends wave that we've ever gotten. As far as really having some hits on it, I think this is one of the best, if not the best, Marvel Legends wave that we've ever gotten. Sculpt-wise, articulation, just the overall functionality of this actual figure, or these figures in these two waves, are pretty well done. I think the Spider-Man wave actually beats the Cap wave by a little bit. There's some bright spots in the Cap wave, but you know, they could have fixed their problems with the other stuff. But I won't get too much into that. Let's talk about this figure here. Good depiction. I have seen Ultimate Beetle in what was it? The Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. Excuse me, brain farting. And I've also seen him in the comics. So it is a good rendition slash accuracy to the comic and the TV show, and I think they did a really good job on him. Sculpt wise, I think like I said, he's got the most going on here of any other figure in the wave, and I think they really did a good job with the paint and the sculpting going on overall. He does come with these wings, which are removable. I'm not going to take them off because it's really a pain in the rear end to get them back on. I'm still trying to get mine to sit flush, but it doesn't really want to do that because the wings here, actually, you know what? I'll just take them off. That's fine. It's got a circle peg here on the wings, and it's got some nice shading going on here. A little bit of sloppy towards the end here, but nothing too bad. Overall, I think it's a good job with the paint shading here. It's a nice green going into a little bit of a yellow. And on the back, you just have a plain red, which works fine because that's really what the rest of his body looks like. But you have a circle peg here, and then on the back of him, you kind of have this differently shaped peg hole, which doesn't really want to sit flush. So it's like you should have, I mean, we all know that circles and hexagons don't really fit too well. We know that from being children and you know, putting different shapes into different other shape holes. You would think that they would just do a circle peg hole instead of doing a different. I don't understand why they did that, but whatever. It still works. It still sits. I suppose I keep, you know, trying to work mine in a little bit better, but enough of that. As far as his articulation goes, his head does move side to side, can do a full 360. It does look up really well. I mean, if you push it too far, you'll pop the head off like I just did. But, I mean, you can still get him to really good flying poses. No problems there at all. His head does look down pretty nicely, so if you want to get him into like maybe a landing pose or kind of looking down from somebody while he's in a flight stand, you could do that. As far as his arms go, I'm going to really try to be gentle here because his arms are super stiff. That's about as far up as they go. Not the best range of motion, but there's a lot of sculpting going on in the shoulders, so it's kind of forgivable. He can do a full 360 if you really want him to. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Just bear with me here, he's a little stiff still. He's got a wrist swivel and wrist hinges, so he can flex that backwards. I'm not going to push it because I might snap the peg. It does have a nice ab crunch, which is more so forward than back because of the wings in the back here. Waist swivel, T-joint hips, which go out, forward, and back. I would say not so much that far out because, like I said, the sculpting is hindering it a little bit, but out enough. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, no boot swivel. He's just got an ankle hinge and an ankle pivot. So there you go. Like I said, he does look really nice. Definitely the most sculpting going on here, and I would say probably one of the best sculpted. I would say probably the best sculpted because he's got so much going on. I would say he's probably the best sculpt-wise. But he does look good. He does have these, I believe these are like some sort of lasers or guns on his, I guess you could call it his forearms or forearm gauntlet gun. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Ultimate Beetle. I have seen him in a couple comics, just from searching about him online, and obviously on the show. Sorry, I'm like coming down with something, so if my voice is weird, that's why. But he does look really cool. I do like this figure a lot. I would definitely recommend getting this figure. I mean, if you're not a fan, obviously he's a passable figure, or if you're not too familiar with the character, I guess you could pass him up and maybe look for the Collect and Connect piece on, or excuse me, build a figure piece on the internet, as you know, some people do. He doesn't really come with much else. He only comes with the Collect and I keep saying Collect and Connect. Build a figure piece. I don't know why I keep doing that. There we go. But, yeah, so he does come with the right leg, and I've already attached it, so I'll just show you. Or the left leg, excuse me. Oh boy, I'm really on a friggin' roll today. But there's the leg. Getting closer to finishing Ultimate Goblin there. And yeah, so I definitely recommend this figure. He's really nice, and like I said, I didn't know too much about him, and I told myself I wasn't going to get too much into this wave, but they have a lot of Spider-Man rogues in this wave, and I really dig that. Whenever a superhero line has a lot of their rogues in it, I think that makes a lot more sense than having 7 different versions of the same hero. I mean, we only really need one version of a hero, and we want some rogues, you know what I mean? So with that being said, yeah, definitely 2 thumbs up. Recommend getting this guy. Probably the best Marvel Legends wave that we've gotten so far, so I would recommend picking up the whole wave, to be honest with you. And I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, I'm telling you that. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you guys on the flip side.